Are we ready? I think we're live. Yes, we are. We're live. Hey guys, welcome to Diagnosing United. United have beaten Brighton Hove Albion with a last gasp winner. Oh, it was so close, and we really got away with one there. Hold on, that's a little loud, isn't it? Let me turn that down. There we go, that looks a bit better now. Yeah, United really got away with one there, and hopefully that will be enough for us to kick on and make a difference in the rest of the season. And yeah, it was a crazy game. I can't believe what I saw at the end, how we managed to pull back the win after conceding in the 95th minute, I think it was, 95th minute. Yep, 90 plus 5. And I think this is what it might be like for the next couple of weeks as we start to build that fitness that other teams have had time to build due to the truncated off-season because we're playing in the Europa League semi-final. But yeah, I think at this point, and knowing how we're playing, I would happily just take the wins, happily just take points, and hope that performances come along with them as things improve in terms of fitness and recovery. And that's pretty much where my thoughts are as to what we should expect from United. I think we're going to struggle this year unless we get a couple more players in just to give us a bit of solidity and backup. Hopefully the likes of Smalling out the door will free up some funds, which is crazy that we have to say that as quote unquote the biggest team in the world, which Ed Woodward loves to jam down the throats of everyone every chance he gets, but he's clearly not acting like it. But you know, back to the game, it was another. I thought we started much better than we did against Palace. I thought we were much more solid, and I think United are a team that haven't been blowing teams away early in games anyway, so I'm happy to see solid starts where we're just not giving away lots and lots of opportunities, although those opportunities did start to creep in as the game went on. And I think what will happen is, as we get a bit more fitness, those opportunities where people are able to just waltz through the midfield, as Paul Pogba, as Bruno Fernandes and Nemanja Matic and whoever else is playing alongside them, just get up to speed in terms of the fitness. Those gaps will start to disappear, and we'll look a lot more like we did after the break, after the mid-season coronavirus break and after the restart. So I think that's something to look forward to. But yeah, I think it was a crazy game. Just looking at the stats here, we had 7 shots compared to their 18, although they only had 5 on target and we had 3 on target. So really we were quite clinical once we did get into the opposition final third. It's just getting us up there with a solid platform to build upon that we're struggling with at the moment. Once again fitness comes into play, then I'm sure we'll see more and more sort of dominance from United in terms of the chance creation. And actually we had to get 2 goals disallowed for offside correctly, so you can see that we have got it going forward. It's just not quite as solid as we need in the other side, you know, going back towards our own goal. And hopefully with fitness that will really mount up and build on what we currently have. Let's go through the United line. Well, first of all, I'm just going to say Alzate, 9 fouls that I counted without a yellow card, and I think that was a little shocking. I think the referee got the big decisions right in the end, but all the little decisions I thought were a little bit soft or potentially incorrect, and he could improve upon those in some way. I think the little niggly foul was he was letting too much either go, or he was letting the wrong ones go and then giving the free kick, and that's how Bruno ended up in the book. You know, Matic got fouled really obviously, and then straight away Bruno lost the ball and dove in to try and catch the ball back, and he caught the opposition player. A bit of a soft one to give away, but I think that's maybe one thing that didn't go our way, but I'm not going to complain with the final result. Let's go through the team. De Gea, I'm going to give him maybe an 8, because the one time that he really was called into action, he kind of got us out of a little hole there, and with a lot of shots on the goal, I think some of the ones that hit the post, if they had been closer to the goal and more on target, he was close enough to be in the contention for saving some of those shots. So I think he was really good today. He can also obviously improve on his distribution. That's always the area I think that we would like to see a bit more from him, and commanding the area a little better. But a solid outing from him, and I'm hoping that the strong performances of Dean Henderson in cup competitions is going to spur David on to higher performance levels, like he was seeing from him back in the day when he was given 2 or 3 Player of the Seasons awards at United. So I'm going to say 7. No, I'll give him an 8. Yeah, we'll stick with an 8 out of 10. Wan-Bissaka I thought was pretty ineffective, and it looked not quite fit, and that's where we saw I thought a few positional errors creeping in. I think he got drawn in trying to keep things a little bit too tucked in towards the centre half, Lindelof on that side, and I do wonder whether we do want to switch around the position of Pogba and Matic to afford the right hand side a little more defensive solidity, mainly because Lindelof, neither Lindelof nor Wan-Bissaka are particularly good in the air, and Lindelof is not the strongest. So I wonder whether having a slightly stronger defensive midfielder in front of those two on that side of the pitch would help, especially as we have Mason Greenwood, who likes to drift around the pitch. Do we concede a few too many chances on that area as a result of that kind of a movement? Obviously, Greenwood isn't the best, although he's getting better at coming back and covering the fullback. I thought he did okay once the ball was coming down our right-hand side and they were attacking from their right back towards us, but once crosses were coming in from left to right, from their our left to their to our right back area, I thought he was caught upfield a little too much and possibly gave Wan-Bissaka a bit too much work to do. There's also that niggling doubt about Victor Lindelof, and was that one of the reasons that we maybe saw Wan-Bissaka tucking in a little more than he wanted? He didn't want to leave the gap inside Lindelof. Was that something that was running through his head, or was it purely a fitness issue leading to positional errors? There is something to work on in that particular kind of quadrant of our defence. I thought Shaw and Maguire on the other side were pretty solid. But back to the ratings, Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him probably a 5 out of 10. I think he was below average, but he wasn't terrible. But definitely we had some issues down that side. Lindelof was much improved on last week. I think he didn't do much horrifically wrong, but he wasn't brilliant either. So I think you can't give him more than a 6, and I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because it was an average performance. Nothing to shout about either way. Maguire arguably managed the man of the match, involved in the first goal, forcing Donk into the own goal and forcing the handball from Neil Maupay. Can we all just take a second to enjoy how much Maupay was upset at the end of the game as he forecast or foreshadowed the his own tears by his celebration after his penalty, which was nicely taken, but again quite a soft one there. But yeah, Maguire, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, 7.5, 8 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair. Luke Shaw, 6 out of 10. Nothing particularly bad that he did, and I thought he did okay coming up against one of the informed players in the Premier League in Tariq Lamptey. So yeah, that's the back four. I think Pogba is the next one I'm going to go for, and I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was still not at the races physically. You saw some really nice interplay from him at times and good touches, but still caught on the ball quite a lot. I think you did see that as soon as Pogba gets the ball, that was one of the triggers for the pressing for Brighton. As soon as he got the ball, you saw them press him really, really hard. And I think that's because they understand that he is such a large influence in United's play. And actually going back to Lindelof, you saw him being pressed quite heavily as well, as I think teams are clocking onto the fact that he's not good under pressure and he is a weak link within the United ranks. So you did see maybe Pogba and Lindelof as trigger responses for Brighton for different reasons. But Pogba, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Not the best, not the worst, but much better than last week, and a little more influence growing as his legs come back in. Matic was decent, 7 out of 10. I think he was decent to solid, defensively solid, and progressed the ball well at times. Got a booking. I can't remember exactly what the booking was for. I'm sure it was soft. Because I don't remember there being any particularly large challenges. Oh, it was the hand. Yeah, that was a dive pretty much. Yeah, very, very soft yellow from Matic there. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Thought it was a decent performance. Nothing to shout too much about, but, above average. Greenwood's really, really nice finish. Unfortunately, Rashford was offside in the build-up. He is improving, although I think his defensive game does need some more work. His positional awareness could do with a lot more work in terms of helping out Wan-Bissaka, although this is kind of what you get if you're playing a number 9 or someone who's going to definitely end up as a number 9 at right wing, and just highlights the need for someone like Jadon Sancho more and more. Someone who's used to playing in that position, has the intensity and work rate to get up and down the pitch in that way. Bruno, goal and assist, but played pretty poorly actually. I think you give him a 7 out of 10, but even though he wasn't particularly amazing, he was, he's come away with a goal and assist after another below par performance, not up to the same level that he was at last year. I'm really interested to see what happens once Pogba is fit, once Matic is fit, and we start cycling in Donny van der Beek and the other two, Fred and McTominay, because I think that's a really nice 6 midfielders there for 3 positions, and you can cycle through them one by one to get nice fresh legs at all times. Bruno 7, very, very calm and cool and collected for the goal at the end there, so really enjoying watching him play. And he did give away the penalty. I thought it was really, really soft. I think it was as close you can get to a dive as you can without actually being a dive. I thought Lamptey created more of the contact than Bruno did, but I think it was on balance just about a penalty there. Rashford, again, getting into it, you can see that his confidence is slowly growing. He had a kind of finish that you wouldn't see from him. 1 goal offside, that he was a little fast off the shoulder of the last man. And then his actual goal was something that you wouldn't have seen from him maybe 18 months ago before Ollie came in, chopping inside and then back outside, having the patience and awareness to go back onto where the space was and then just finish with a little deflection off the defender. Pretty much ended was it Lewis Dunk's or Ben White's career there, just sent him left and right. But you can see that once he is fully fit, and he's definitely carrying some sort of an injury, he's going to be probably the form player in the Premier League if we can get him into that fitness level. Promising signs. I just hope he gets the opportunity to have time off and recuperate correctly. Martial, again, not the best game from him, but there were good touches here and there. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Didn't do anything particularly bad, but he did make some really, really nice moves and good footwork for the Mason Greenwood disallowed goal, which set up Rashford, who was offside, unfortunately. Rashford needs to watch the offsides. I think he's just moving a little fast for his own good there. But yeah, I think that's the team ratings. Donny van der Beek came on, didn't have time to do much. Fred was really, really good when he came on. I thought he pressed really well and helped us kind of settle down some of the chances that were getting created. And Bailly again came in and did well. It wasn't at fault for the goal. I think that was very much the right-hand side duo of Bruno and Wan-Bissaka switching off there. The penalties then. Yeah, I mean, what I don't understand is how Connolly wasn't booked for either of his dives. I thought that was something that we were supposed to be seeing more of, players booked for obvious dives, and he should probably have seen red from my opinion. Obvious attempt to con the referee with the first one, which almost sent us to a penalty there, and then a second dive where he hit the floor far too easily a second time against Harry Maguire. I was sure that he was going to get booked for one of these at least, and I was quite disappointed. It's one of the things that I was disappointed about with the referee, although he did get the big calls right in the end. I think it's something that needs to be stamped out on if we are going to call things as dives and not fouls. I think he should probably have seen red by the end of the game. Similarly for Alzate, I think he got away with a lot there as well. Mope, obvious handball. Very strange situation in that he got his penalty called after the referee had blown the final whistle, but apparently actually in the rule book that is something that is allowed to happen. You can bring something back after the close of play if it's a VAR check. So nothing untoward there, and I think we've got away with one. But I'm happy that we've got away with it, and I'm happy that we're moving slowly in the right direction. I think it was never going to come easily this season with the lack of pre-season. I think we've just got to kind of dig in and hope that we can get through this difficult period whilst our players are getting up to scratch. We're 3 games in now. 4 if you include the friendly against Villa, whereas most other teams had 4, 5 pre-season games. We'd had the one, so a couple of more games, and I think we'll start to see United back up to scratch. It's not going to be easy though, because you're going to have to play these guys to get minutes in the legs. You can't just play the other guys, Freds and McTominays of the world, who are a little fitter physically. People like Pogba and Matic and Bruno do take a little longer to get into fighting form. I think it's one of those that we're just going to have to fight through, and there's no other way to do it. You have to play them to get that fitness into the legs. So I think we're going to see another rotated side against, ironically, Brighton in the midweek, and hopefully we'll see a bit more of Donny van de Beek. Lingard, I think, was amazing in midweek, and hopefully those guys will start to strike up a bit of a partnership. I thought you saw the beginnings of something there against who did we play? Luton Town, was it? So hopefully we'll see that and come away with another win. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit the upvote if you enjoyed seeing Mope cry at the end. Hit the downvote if you weren't quite happy with the way things went. But honestly, we've won 3 points at this point in the season. You can't win the league. You just got to get the points and hope that we improve our performances as and when people get a bit fitter. So yeah, I'm overall pretty satisfied. Let me know what you think, guys. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and if you enjoyed what I've done, upvote and all that sort of thing. Yeah, we'll see you midweek. I've got a video planned about XG because I think a lot of people don't understand it, and that's directly in relation to Mason Greenwood and his incredible XG conversion rate. It's quite interesting and promising for us. What else have I got planned? Got the preview for the Brighton game again, and if anything happens in the transfer window, I'll probably do one video talking about what's going on there. Let's hope Ed gets his finger out and gets the checkbook ink ready, or whatever, digital. I don't know how they do it these days. Get that sorted. Let's get Sancho in. Let's get Tellers in. Let's get Upamecano in, and I'd be pretty confident about a title push. But I think we're probably going to end up with either 2 of those 3. Let's see, guys.